Senator Stabenow, thank you for your new member of the Environment and Public Works Committee, former member of the Environment and Public Works Committee. It's a workhorse committee. It's not a show horse committee. We work. And as it turns out, we work together.
Yes.
And one of the witnesses before our committee a couple of years ago said these words. He said, bipartisan solutions are lasting solutions. Bipartisan solutions are lasting solutions. And we need them. And this is a great example of that. Long before I was a senator, I was a sailor. Actually, I was a naval flight officer for many years. And in the Navy, we have a term, all hands on deck. All hands on deck. And this is an all hands on deck moment. And our hearing just a few minutes ago of our committee, Environment and Public Works Committee, we heard from Senator Kelly. I asked him to give us an update on what's going on in Arizona. I don't know if you've been following it. Temperature's 115 degrees, not just for one day, not just for a week, but for week after week. Fires, huge fires that are raging in that. It's like a tinderbox. We heard at our committee hearing today about land being lost to the sea in Louisiana. Every day, every 100 minutes in Louisiana, they lose a piece of land the size of a football field to the sea. Every 100 minutes, sea level rise, size of a football field. This is an all hands on deck moment. And we are working hard, as Senator Stabenow said, the legislation that we passed out of our committee that's really the foundation that's been used by this bipartisan group to build on. But part of our legislation provides money for fueling stations. Hydrogen, for hydrogen-powered vehicles that are coming on the markets these days, and also for electric-powered vehicles. And a lot of them are coming on the market these days. I happen to be a recent purchaser of one of those, so this is near and dear to my heart. But that is not the greatest source of carbon emissions in our country these days is our mobile sources, our cars, trucks, and vans. And we need to make progress. And thanks to the leadership of the auto industry and the two people behind me, actually great progress is being made, and more will be made with the legislation that's coming together, built on our foundation from our committee. The second greatest source of carbon emissions in our country is power plants. Power plants, where the places that are developing our electricity. And we're making progress here. We need to make a whole lot more. Third greatest source of carbon emissions in our country is manufacturing. Think cement plants and others. But those are the three ones. Add them all together, that's about 75% of the carbon emissions in our country. We need to do more. We need to do more in each of those three sectors, but we need to do more than just those three sectors. And this is a great example. My state, we raise a lot of chickens. For every person who lives in Delaware, there's 400 chickens. We raise a lot of corn and soybeans. Most people don't think of Delaware as a farm state, but we are. We also are a state that has, I think, more five-star beaches than any state in America. And there's overdevelopment going on our coast, crowding out some of our agriculture. We want the farmers to stay on the land. We want them to stay on the land, continue to farm. And one of the great ways to make sure that happens is to develop an economic model. We'll now enable the farmer, the agriculture community, and the forestry community to improve their economic standing, to create greater earnings and income for themselves and stay on the farm, stay on the land. The great thing about this is this legislation creates that economic model to help incentivize farmers to stay on the land. It's like encouraging them to do well by doing good at the same time. This is great legislation. And it's not the full picture, but it's an important part of the picture. It is an all-hands-on-deck moment. Our farmers, our foresters, they could be a big part of this. And with this legislation, they'll be incentivized to do just that. So I commend you both, and thank you. And the Navy, when people do extraordinary things and do them well, we say, bravo, Zulu. So bravo, Zulu. All right.
Thank you.